Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Mote of Cornerstone Health Community. I'm a board-certified family physician and certified in functional medicine. And today I really want to talk to you about autoimmunity. So we're going to break this into two parts. This first part is, how do we get an autoimmune condition? What goes into it? And then we'll talk about how to treat it in part two. First, over 50 million people in the U.S. are thought to have an autoimmune condition. That's 1 in 6 people. And the most common of these conditions is Hashimoto's. It's an autoimmune condition attacking the thyroid. We think as many as 15 million people have this. It's equal to the population of New York, Chicago, and LA, all rolled into one. So if a condition like this affects so many people, there should be some good understanding of the process, right? Well, we think there is. In fact, what we want to show you are the common things that go into making of all these autoimmune conditions. The first is an accumulation of biotoxins at the surface of the barrier between us and the outside world. What that means is, within the gut, which is the surface area of a doubles tennis court folded up in here, we have biotoxins laying at the surface that we want to keep out. And there are two barriers that do that. One is a thick, dense layer of mucus across the cells, and in those mucus layers we have antibodies, which are proteins that actually grab hold of the toxins and carry them out with our mucus as we void our urine, as we eliminate our stool or blow our nose. So our first barrier is the mucus barrier. The second is a mechanical barrier, and that has proteins that hold these cells tightly together so that nothing can penetrate between them unless it was intended. So that has to break down as well. Inflammation, chronic inflammation, can do this. Again, the biotoxins can cause that inflammation, and eventually the toxins start crashing through. And then what happens is we have the stimulation of a particular immune cell that was intended to crush whatever came through, but it also does damage to our localized tissues. So then it hands off the DNA, both that is foreign and that is you, and gives it all to the T cell, which while you sleep, if you sleep, is supposed to determine what is you and what is not you. And the DNA that is not you is handed to the B cell, which then can discriminate and make antibodies to target what is coming through in a precise fashion. And that way the inflammation and damage to your tissues can be controlled. And so there are several points where this can break down, from the mucus to the mechanical barrier to the immune cells that are on hyperdrive to the lack of discrimination of the T cells. All of these go into the making of an autoimmune condition. And so in our next video, we're going to talk about how we address each of these weaknesses and restore the patient's health by arresting the autoimmune condition.